Mehraboon, just stay on. We have some information on the telecom space, so I do want your views on that. We're picking up on Vodafone Idea. Sources say that the interest on the deferred AGR dues for 2 years will not be converted into equity. And in fact, there's been a long delay in this process. Reema's here to tell us more on that. Reema.
So thanks so much for that. So now Vodafone Idea owes the government AGR dues. There's a principal component, there is an interest component, and this spans for various years. Now up till FY17, the company Vodafone Idea had said that we're going to be opting for the government to convert the principal, the interest on the AGR dues into equity. So this was still FY17. Now the question is, for FY18 as well as FY19, the company had been given time till the 16th of September to decide whether they want the government to convert that interest on the AGR dues for FY18 and FY19 into equity. Now on that, today was the deadline, and we've learned from sources that Vodafone Idea is opting to not convert it. Right? So this comes at an interesting time because we know Vodafone Idea's balance sheet is in no position to pay the interest, the interest on the AGR due. So the question is, why is it doing that? And it also comes at a time when the government has also been dilly-dallying and delaying the conversion of the interest on the previous equity, the conversion of the interest on the periods up to FY17 into equity, which is an amount of more than 16,000 crore rupees. It's been pending since January of 2022, which means close to about 8 months now. The company, last year had said that we want to convert the interest on our AGR dues up to FY17 into equity. The government had agreed. They had set a price of 11 rupees 80 paise. But since January of 2022, the government has been delaying. So the question is, why is the government delaying it? Is it that they're worried about Vodafone Idea's financials? Because even after the rescue package has been announced by the government last year, the company had posted losses of close to about 14,000 crore rupees in the last 2 years. The latest ERAI data, which showed the subscriber numbers, we highlighted how Vodafone Idea had lost subscribers last month, close to about 15 lakh subscribers. So the company's position is weak. So is it that the government is now, worried that, it will be left holding about 33% stake in the company once it converts that interest into equity? And also another point to worry is the fact that the government said that we will be converting that interest into equity at a price of 11 rupees 80 paise. But Vodafone Idea's share price has been below 10 rupees for a long time now. So, is the government delaying it because they want the share price to rise to that level? For a way to bring down that price of 11 rupees 80 paise? That also remains to be seen. But the question is, what happens to Vodafone Idea now? Because the debt is mounting. As of the June quarter, the company had a debt of close to about 2 lakh crore rupees. After that, they've spent close to 18 and 19,000 crore in the 5G auctions. They have an external fundraise of equity fundraise which they have planned, and that's also being held up because of lack of clarity on whether the government will be converting this interest into equity. So till this issue is resolved, the company is going to find it very difficult to, get external investors on board in Vodafone Idea and raise the much needed money that it needs for the 5G rollout. Back to you.
Okay, Reema, thanks a lot for that. Well, Mehraboon, any thoughts on what's happening here? In any case, Vodafone Idea has now become a sub 10 rupee stock. It's literally become a two-player market. And we were learning about how the data from Bharti, Reliance, etc. has improved. What are your thoughts? How do you approach these stocks now?
Well, I've never been a great fan as far as the telecom sector goes over the last so many years. I think the reason is very simple. When the subscription base will go up, there will always be pressure here and there as far as margins go, which somewhere the market never enjoys or never likes. But coming back to Vodafone Idea, I think I always believed it's a chance bet. Why do I use the word chance bet? Is you need to put 2, 3, 4% of your money, which you put in the stock market, into stocks, which can be decent lotteries. Now, if you ask me from a fundamental angle, I would 100 out of 100 times, if you had asked me this question over the last 3, 4, 5 years, is Vodafone fundamentally good? But I would have said certainly not. But if you look at India as a country, not many companies die, not many companies get liquidated. They somewhere exist, continue to exist, at one fine day they come out again. And I can name you at least 50 companies of this type which people had written off some years ago, but today they are coming back in a new avatar or whatever. As far as Vodafone Idea goes, the parent had clearly stated they don't want to put any money into India. It was a gone case. But somewhere the government showed its intent that they wanted this entity to continue. And even today, if you ask me, I do believe the same, that the government wants this entity to continue. And if that be the case, and you really don't know what is going to happen post the 5G rollout, new players may enter, Vodafone may become an entity of a kind which will attract somebody. We don't know. A lot of stories will float around. So at 9 rupees, if you ask me that if I have to punt on it, I will say yes. If you ask me at even 8 rupees or 7 rupees, would you say fundamentally, don't you think it's a decent buy now? I would say no. So from a punt angle, knowing that something or the other may happen as far as the company goes, they've not been able to raise the money which they wanted to raise. They're now not converting the interest into equity. So a lot of developments could happen in the coming days. So if I had taken a punt on Vodafone a year and a half ago and I'm regretting it, I will not be in a hurry to sell off. I'll wait for fresh developments to happen. For all you know, the lottery which I was expecting in a Vodafone 3-4 years ago, which many investors have done, unfortunately, could turn out to go in their way, maybe, if developments happen the way it can happen. I am not privy to any information, but at 9 rupees, I would not now sell off if I had made the mistake of buying into it.
Okay, so if you have it, just perhaps hold on. You never know. There could be a bit of a relief rally. But for now, don't buy a fresh in Vodafone Idea. In any case, fundamentally as well, right? I mean, Jio has been adding subscribers, the most number of subscribers for the 4th month in a row. Vodafone continues to lose subscribers. So fundamentally, the incumbent players, Jio and Bharti, have been gaining market share. So perhaps there's more bad news for Vodafone Idea. Let's see how it goes from here.